is to resist the urge to argue with that child. If you're dealing with a stubborn child and you continue to argue with that child, automatically that child has you exactly where he wants you to be. All right. All right. So if you're dealing with a child that is considered to be stubborn, all right, one thing to know as parents is the fact that you're not at war with this child, all right? You're just trying to get the child to comply with your instructions. You're just trying to get the child to be more obedient because a stubborn child is a child that is very rigid with his opinions and decisions and he doesn't want anybody to change it. Okay, so very quickly, I'll be sharing 10 things you can do if you find yourself in a situation where you have a stubborn child and you will. Before we go on, if you're new to this channel, please kindly subscribe so that you can continue to get more of such amazing videos on how to parent your children better, how to have a better parent-child relationship, on behavior modification strategies. Number one is to resist the urge to argue with that child. If you're dealing with a stubborn child and you continue to argue with that child, automatically that child has you exactly where he wants you to be. All right. And when you do that, you are minimizing, you are reducing your authority over that child. All right. You exchanging words, you screaming and arguing. All right. Is you bringing yourself down to the child's level. And trust me, that is not what you want with such a child. Number two is to ensure that you don't give any instruction more than twice, meaning you don't repeat your instructions. You give the instruction once and then you give the child just one reminder. It wasn't give more than one. All right. Because by the time you continue to remind the child two, three, four, five, you are training the child not to take you serious the very first times you give the instructions. If you continue to repeat yourself, I've told you to go and wash it. I'm warning you, go and do these dishes. I'm warning you, go and do your homework. I'm warning you, go and wash the car. You know, you say it like 5 times. Over time, you're training the child. The child's brain, all right, takes your first two, three, four, five instructions as you don't mean it until it gets to the fourth time and you begin to raise your voice. The child knows that, okay, she has gotten to the point where she's serious and she wants me or he wants me to do this thing. So give instructions once, at most give just one more reminder, and consequences should follow afterward. Now, you mustn't just let the child get away with it. You see, some parents will say, don't do it for me. Thank God I have my own hands. I will deal with you. I will go and do it myself, you know. But don't come and ask me for anything. No, that's not how it works. All right. Don't bail the child out. All right. When you give the instruction once, you give it the second time, ensure that consequences follow. And that child must do that thing, and consequences should also follow. Number three is to give instructions with a firm voice. All right. When I say firm voice, it doesn't mean shouting. Go and wash the plate. Carry your bag. No, you really don't have to yell. When I say firm voice, it is you giving the instruction with a level of seriousness. There's a difference between you screaming, go and carry your bag and get out, and take your bag and step out now. There's a difference, all right? One is screaming, one is giving the instruction with a firm voice. Now, a lot of parents don't know that there's so much authority in the way you give instructions. There's so much authority when you are firm in giving instructions. There's so much authority in your voice. Let me not overflow that, all right? There's a difference between screaming. You don't have to yell. You don't have to scream. When you scream, you're giving away your authority, all right? So say it with a firm voice and the child knows that, something has changed though. You understand. The very first time you're going to do that, the first few times, trust me, your child, out of confusion, the child doesn't know what to expect, is going to comply, all right? Because he knows that, there's a new sheriff in town. Number four thing you can do or you should do is to ensure eye contact, right? When you're giving the child instructions, ensure that it's eye contact, all right? If it's a younger child, you come down to the child's level and you give the instruction with a firm voice. Then you also ensure that the child has heard you and that the child understands. And one way you can find out if the child understands is to tell the child, repeat what I've said. All right. You said, immediately I come back from school, I should drop my bag, I should take my bath, then I should do my homework, I should do the dishes. Let the child repeat. If you're going to be giving series of instructions, let the child repeat it like two, three times so that it stays. All right. That's another powerful thing about the brain. Once the